Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and all of God's graces and mercy be with everyone, every human being on this planet. My name is Adam Abdul Hadi, and I got to admit, y'all, it's getting harder by the day to regulate my emotional and cognitive state, not just from the perspective of being a Palestinian American with family all over that region, but most importantly from my perspective as a human fucking being. At work, for example, I noticed I can't respond to any good mornings or good any time of the day with the word good. Every time someone asks me how I am, my only and immediate response is that I'm Palestinian American and I'm absolutely maddened by the breach in humanity that we are all witnessing. I've also noticed that many people are making this an us versus them scenario. That is not the case, my friends. This is a struggle for justice. And the question for today is what we, each and every one of us, can do about it. I want to share a few things with you today. First and foremost, I'm going to recite Malcolm X's speech on Palestine, written more than 50 years ago. It is, sadly, still relevant to this very day. I'm going to share a quote by Nelson Mandela, may his soul rest in peace. Then I'll share a very simple request where I'm going to ask each and every one of you to take action tonight. Malcolm X, and I quote, "The Palestinian struggle is not just a cry for justice. It's a blistering battle for the most fundamental human rights that every soul on earth should inherit by birthright. It's an unyielding resistance against the oppressive, suffocating grip of occupation and the callous denial of the most basic human dignity. Just as the civil rights movement in the United States fought against the chains of racial discrimination, so too do the Palestinian people strive to shatter the chains of occupation and tyranny." Never forget, my friends, that the Palestinians, much like African Americans in the United States, have been subjected to a heart-wrenching history of suffering and torment. The birth of Israel in 1948 brought forth the mass expulsion and dispossession of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their ancestral home and land. This is a historic injustice that continues to haunt the lives of Palestinians to this very day. The situation in Palestine serves as a brutal reminder of the consequences of colonialism and the ruthless dispossession of indigenous people. It is an agonizing reminder that the fight for justice knows no borders, and we must stand united in solidarity with all oppressed people. Whether they reside in the United States, South Africa, or anywhere around the world, let's be unequivocally clear. Advocating for the rights of the Palestinian people is not synonymous with denying the rights and security of the Jewish people. I'm gonna fucking repeat that. Let's be unequivocally clear. Advocating for the rights of the Palestinian people is not synonymous with denying the rights and security of the Jewish people. The fight for justice in Palestine is not an assault on any particular group, but an unwavering stand against the policies of a Zionist state that has for far too long stripped Palestinians of their rights. We must remember that numerous Jewish voices resound in the calls for justice and peace in Palestine, and their voices must not be silenced. In our relentless pursuit of justice for the Palestinian people, we must also acknowledge that it is in the best interest of the entire world to seek a just and enduring solution to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. It is a pursuit in the name of peace, stability, and the dignity of all mankind. But let me underscore this. The battle for justice in Palestine is not merely a political struggle. It is an elemental moral battle. It's the fight for the most basic human rights of a people who have suffered these injustices for far too long. It's the fight for the right to exist in peace and security, free from the ceaseless specter of violence and dispossession. If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. I implore every person of conscience, regardless of their origins or beliefs, to stand steadfast with the Palestinian people in their unwavering quest for justice. Let us unite in building a world where every soul can live in freedom and dignity, where the rights of every individual are not just respected, but celebrated. The struggle for justice in Palestine is a universal fight, a resonating echo of the battles waged by oppressed people across the globe. It's a battle we must champion, a torch we must carry, and a legacy we must honor. Thank you, and free Palestine. End quote. Nelson Mandela summarized it perfectly, and I quote, "We know too well that our freedom, all of us, that our freedom is not complete or is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians." Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, here's what I'm going to ask each and every one of you to go home and do tonight. When you get home, look up Malcolm X's speech. Share it with 5 people that you know support you. Then call 5 more people, share it with them, and explain to them how you feel about it. Thank you, and free Palestine!